Good morning. It is Monday, the 23rd of December of 2024. We are getting close to the end of the year and we are going to finish strong in 2024. The title of today's message is A Merry Heart Equals a Strong Start. And I got to tell you, I needed a merry heart today. It has been raining here pretty much all weekend. It's been very gray. I wake up in the middle of the night, I just hear this pouring on the rain, and sometimes it just kind of dampens, no pun intended, but it does dampen my spirit. So I was talking to the Lord about it this morning, and he said, just remember, a merry heart is good medicine. And we have to be responsible for taking authority over what we're speaking to ourselves and our circumstances so we can have the joy of the Lord, which is our strength. So these are some of the things that the Lord had me research a little bit this morning. And he said, I want people to recognize that there's not enough laughter in my children. According to research, it shows that children normally laugh somewhere between 300 and 400 times a day. And how many times do adults laugh? Maybe 15, maybe 20. I'm probably on the low side of 15, maybe even 10, if I'm just in a mode of working and focusing on things and I'm not really enjoying things. And I really think the Lord is telling us, if we're going to finish strong in life, we got to have some joy. We got to pick it up. So let me tell you some things that I researched about laughter. What it does is it helps to reduce our stress hormones. It can help increase our immune cells and infection-fighting antibodies. It will trigger the release of endorphins and can help protect against heart disease and burn some calories. Might be minimal, but when you get a good belly laugh going and your stomach gets all tensed up, you're burning calories. But go back, one thing that I said before, it said can protect us against heart disease. Well, what does the word say? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So we need to be choosing to speak joyful, uplifting things. So let me give you an example that the Lord was talking to me about as I was thinking about all this. And I'm like, what is the name of that guy that was diagnosed with that spinal disease? And he basically checked himself out of the hospital. And this was in 1964. His name is Norman Cousins. You may have heard of him. He wrote a wonderful book called Anatomy of an Illness. In 1964, he was diagnosed with his spinal disease. So he moved himself out of the hospital and into a hotel. And what did he do? He bought Marx Brothers movies, candid camera episodes, and other comedic kind of movies, things that would make him laugh, that would just lighten his spirit. He found by repeatedly watching these things, if he had 10 minutes of a belly laugh, it would give him 2 hours of pain-free sleep. Now that's pretty remarkable. So if you just think about that, somebody who had actually the diagnosis was ankylosing spondylitis, which I know because my husband's an orthopedic surgeon, this is a very severe debilitating disease. So I can imagine he was in great, great pain and very rigid, not being able to be very fluid. But he found this therapy to be totally life-changing for him. So much so that he was able to continue working for the next, I believe it says 26 years, I believe. He actually went to work at UCLA School of Medicine, and he was a professor there, and he researched biochemistry of human emotions. So there's a lot of archives of data that have been developed through Norman Cousins and other people who have continued on in this research. But laughter is good medicine, and we need to embrace it. So in Proverbs 15:13, it says, a joyful heart maketh a cheerful face, but with a heartache comes depression. Sometimes I say people look like they've been baptized in lemon juice, shriveled up, pruned up. No, you can't make eye contact with them. You smile at them. You want to greet them in the grocery store or wherever it is. No response, or they'll grumble something or whatever. And sometimes I'll pursue them and get them talking and get them to smile and whatever. But sometimes people are just not engaging and they're not receiving what somebody else is trying to share with them to bless their life. And that I find that very saddening. But I want us to remember that we need to make sure our hearts are merry and that we greet people with a happy face. It says in Proverbs 17:22, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. Nobody wants dry bones. What happens? They're fragile, they break. They cannot sustain things that come against us. We are to be strong. We're going to finish strong and we're going to be ready for 2025 to continue to run the course of the race. So let me leave you with this. This is Nehemiah 10:8, and it says, let the joy of the Lord be your strength. And I'm going to read you that entire passage. This was a time of celebration. So if you will go to the book of Nehemiah, do your own homework, and read this passage in Nehemiah 8:10. It says, go and enjoy choice food and sweet drinks and send some to those who have nothing. Well, this is a season when we can do something to enjoy sweet food and good drinks and enjoy fellowship with people, but we can also be benevolent and sow into other people's lives. This day is holy to the Lord. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So develop a merry heart. It will give you a strong start for this day and every day. And go take on the day. And remember, you will finish strong in 2024 and go storming through the door of 2025, ready to thrive. Have